morning.
And we're back. And it's been 11 days since I took that last video of my houseplants, my new houseplants to be exact, the Pothos and the Croton. And today, we got to get something done in there. We got to repot these guys because they have got masses of roots in there. So this video is going to be all about repotting a houseplant, in particular, the Pothos and the Croton. Now you guys aren't going to believe how fast these things are putting on growth. Well, if you've had these plants, maybe you will believe, but I think that the amount of light that I've got going down on top of them is quite a bit of light, and maybe that's why they're growing so fast. But I've got to get them into new pots. I might remove some of the bulbs. We'll see what happens, but I'm really enjoying all that new beautiful growth. So let's go inside and take a look at them now. So here we are back under our little light setup, and look at the size of that Croton. It has really grown like crazy, and so has the Pothos. Not quite as much, but you can see the new growth coming out to the side. I think it's just a matter of time, and getting these guys repotted up, they're probably going to put on a lot more growth quick. But I'm going to try and get a side-by-side shot of this from the last video just 11 days ago to now, but this thing is taking off, and I can really tell that it is absolutely loving these bright lights that I've got under. It's probably, like I said, too much light for these houseplants under here. Well, not too much. Obviously, they're doing fantastic, but too much if I want to keep these things small and manageable. But in the meantime, this is what we've got. There's the petunias. Aren't they beautiful? You saw them when I pruned them all back, and they were just hacked back to little guys, and now once again flushing out with beautiful new growth. One beautiful red flower right there on top, and we've got some purple about to come in, a little bit of yellow flowering coming in. But right now, if you guys wanted to, right now would be a perfect time before they really start flowering. Right now would be the time to take a whole bunch of cuttings. There's so much cutting material in there, and that's what we'll do come springtime. Anyway, I got to get these out for you. We're going to go repot these guys up and show you what size pot they're going into. All right, just look at these plants, guys. Aren't they just beautiful and amazing? I absolutely love these Croton. These houseplants are a lot of fun, man. And you can see right now, I wanted to show you something as well. This golden pothos here, the old leaves where I originally bought it from are right here. They're big and full. It's because they had less lighting. But when you put a lot more lighting on them, those leaves get smaller, and the internodal spacing gets smaller, and everything gets more compact. So if you wanted these to flush out and have bigger, more beautiful, like just lush leaves, you just put them in less lighting. But that's my little fun propagation area and our little starting area right now, so we're having fun with it. But these are really healthy plants, and they'd be, I mean, we could propagate off this right now. But let's get these guys repotted. Now I wanted to show you something really quick, and here's the reason I'm repotting these guys right now. Let's take this out of here. So it came in that cute little container there, but it's in a small container, and this thing is just flushed out with all kinds of green growth. So it's losing a lot of moisture through its leaves now, and it's got a very small root space, but it's drying out a lot. Could I leave it in this container even longer, for much longer? Yes, that'd be no problem at all. I just have to continue to make sure it was watered well on almost a daily basis, because it's drying out fairly quickly. But I want to get it repotted because I want it to just flush out with a lot new growth and really get plenty of space for those roots to just fill out. Let's show them to you now. I mean, we can look at the bottom and just see right there. This guy is just growing roots like crazy. Let's pull them out of here. Hopefully I don't break nothing off. There we go. Look at that, guys. Look at all those roots. This thing could easily be potted up right now. I mean, it is just filling that area out, and it's becoming root bound in a way. Like I said, he's perfectly healthy and would do fine in here for much longer, but I want to give him plenty more space to grow more roots. All right, so that was the Croton. Here's the Pothos. Let's pull this little golden Pothos out and show it to you. And what a beauty she's turning out to be. Look at that. See if I can even get it out of here. Those roots, look at that. They are in there tight. They are just filling out that area. And that's one thing I'm really loving about these plants, is they have just got beautiful, healthy, strong roots. Oh yeah, this definitely could be potted up. So this one has more roots than I would want to keep in a small space like that. Could I continue to grow this in that little container? Absolutely. But if I repot it, it's going to give a lot more room for the growth of new roots and a lot more room for the top growth to grow up. If you guys want, at some point we can make a video about revitalizing plants that don't look healthy, but for right now we'll just get these guys repotted up and see where we go from here. Alright, so here's what we're going to pot these guys up into. These are those deli cups I picked up a while back. You can see the size of the container that we're moving up to. Not too much bigger because I don't want to give them tons of space to really fill out because they really don't need it right now. I want to just go up a little bit bigger so that they fill this out and then we can go even bigger. But right now we're going to put them in these clear cups. Yes, it's not the most attractive planter, but I want to see those roots, and this isn't something I'm going to have out in my house along a wall or anything like that. I just have them under my little plant area with my grow light, and I want to see these roots really start growing under here. Don't you guys? The soil we're going with is that HP Pro Mix. It's just lots of peat, little bit of perlite, and it's got some mycorrhiza fungi mixed throughout there. So we'll just fill it up about halfway, pull this beautiful pothos out of here, and then we're just going to set them right down in there. And you want to plant about the same height where the top of the root ball is at the top of where your soil level is going to be. There she is in a much nicer container, plenty of room for the roots. I'm really excited to show you guys this when those little rootlets start popping through to the edge where we can see them all and just growing around in there like crazy. But this little golden pothos is going to be beautiful in this little container, and I'm telling you right now, it's going to explode with growth now that it's got all this extra room here. All right, let's move on to the Croton. Love those roots. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely love those roots. Just gorgeous. All right, let's pack this little girl down in here. All right, and there she is, our beautiful Croton. Isn't that nice looking? Love how fast this thing is growing. If I lived in Florida, I would have these things surrounding my home. Anyway, lots of room, tons of root growth coming. You guys just wait and see. All right, so there they are in all their glory, repotted, and I'm looking forward to it. So let's get inside, get these guys watered in, and we'll get them a little fertilizer and put them back under those bright lights, see what happens. All right, so before we fertilize, I want to pre-moisten these plants with some water here because that potting soil that I use really takes some time to soak up moisture, and so I don't want to dump a bunch of fertilizer on there and just have it run right through the bottom. So I just kind of going around, I'm rinsing off any excess potting soil that got all over the leaves, and I'm just kind of rinsing these guys off right now and pre-soaking that medium. You can see right now that water is kind of draining through and slowly soaking everything up. So we'll get that done, get plenty of moisture in here, and go ahead and fertilize. All right, so we got these little beauties back in their homes. Aren't they nice? I love how beautiful and lush these guys look. But they're potted up into these bigger pots now. I've got the soil saturated with water here. I'm just going to top off with a little bit of fertilizer. These guys love water, so within a matter of a day or so, all that peat is going to absorb that moisture, and these things are just going to take off and grow like crazy. And I'll give you updates, don't worry. But let's fertilize them. All right, so last step, just taking my watering can and giving a little bit of fertilizer to these guys. And they are going to love us for it. They don't need a lot, but enough to get down in there, really take care of those roots good. And also this fertilizer, you know, those roots are not taking up these whole cups, so a lot of that fertilizer will kind of drain down through the soil and saturate down into the lower part of the soil. So as the roots grow, they'll have more nutrients to grow into and use up, and they won't be constantly relying on me to fertilize them like I've been doing, because they've been all root bound and tight in those little cups. But I think that's enough for now, so we'll just watch these guys do their thing and take off, and we'll come back when something happens. But one more thing, I know I'm going to get a question. Mike, what did you use for your fertilizer? Well, I intend on making a video about that, and if it's not up already, it will be soon. I'll put a link up in the corner here or down in the description below. Hit the like button if you did like it. Subscribe if you want to follow along. Hit the bell notification if you want to be notified of new videos about these guys. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.